Excellent. So let's go. Let's go. How you doing? How you doing, Adrian? How you feeling? How you feeling? Nice to see you today. Everybody eating and trying to get it in. I get it. I get it.
I got a question for you.
Yes.
I know you said that everything is on the university, blah, blah, blah.
UB Fit University.
Yeah. Can you send that to me? Because I don't know where it is.
Neither do I. That's the thing. It ain't finished. So what I did was that all the links I'm sending you are actually from the site, but the site is being built. So what I'm doing is actually everything that I send you is inside the site. UB Fit University is going to be three things. It's going to be a membership site. So you guys, everything, all the resources will be right there. It'll also be a membership site for people that are not members or clients, but they can access different parts of the site because it's also going to be an educational site. And last, it's going to be a social community site because there'll be a social page where people can interact outside of Facebook. A lot of people, including me, some people don't have a Facebook page, but they would like to have the ability to have that social, right? Yeah. So I'm building a social network outside of Facebook so people that don't use Facebook can still utilize that, where they can share recipes, where they can talk about the successes there. You know what I mean? Just because really Facebook is very controlled. And I honestly don't like putting a lot of stuff out there because basically once you put it on there, that's Facebook's property. Right? Mm-hmm. So I'd rather be able to have a private site where people can communicate and we don't have to worry about all that. So the answer to that would be, I've been sending you guys a ton of links that says UB Fit University. They're all going to be part of that site and it's going to be it's going to look nice. What I realized though, this sucker's an undertaking. And I'm trying to do 50 million things under the sun and I'm trying to do that too. I'm like, you know what? I better slow my roll. I got to slow down. So the truth is it's coming. And if there's a link that you remember that you needed, what I would ask you to do right now is that any links that you get that you say, you know what, I really like it. I would just probably want you to cut and paste that and put it in like a Word file or somewhere else where you can take the link and have access to it later until the site is up where you can basically search it and you can find it. But right now it's not up that I can do that. So all these links are basically there. But if you send me a link back saying, Wallace, can you send me that link? I could send you the link, but I wouldn't be able to go to UB Fit University to get it as of yet.
Oh, okay.
I hope that makes sense. Basically, that site is down, but the content is there. How's that?
Okay.
All right, excellent. So let's get into what we were going to go through today. I'm going to try to make this thing 1 hour, right? I'm going to try to wrap this up in an hour. So we're going to push hard through this.
Thank you.
Really?
No.
Really?
I have another appointment.
Oh,
and I was trying not to.
I see. Yeah, okay. So what we're going to do is cover a couple of things. There were a couple of questions, but here's the biggest thing. Obviously, it's going to be recorded, so you'll have the ability to come back and watch this again. Two ways it's going to be set up. It's going to be on a video, but I also, I'm going to put everybody on mute for right now. So,
give you a little more time.
Excellent. So this is going to be recorded on a video, but it's also going to be recorded on an MP3 file. MP3 file is basically an audio file, right? So some of you might have saw it last month, but I actually have like a podcast site where I'm uploading all of these. So like you listen to a podcast or audiobook, you'll be able to go to an app on your phone and listen to this as opposed to going to watch the video. So a couple of things I wanted to talk through because we're going to kind of push through this real quickly. And this is actually from observation. I actually had an opportunity to speak to a lot of people this week and last week. I want to clarify a few things. And one is everybody has a certain amount of caloric goals that they need to meet, right? So let's say your caloric goal may range from 1200 to 1500. And the reason why you're given that particular goal is based on your activity, based on what you're trying to accomplish, based on all kinds of things that, as we talked in the beginning and as you're progressing, we either can change it or not. But here's the order. The order is the lower your calories are, what we're focusing on is pretty much on weight loss. As the number creeps up, we're not focusing that much on weight loss. We're looking at maintenance, right? So if you're right now, everybody, their number right now is essentially right at the point where you're focusing on weight loss. If it went up 100 or so, then we're looking at maintenance. But I don't want any of you to think about maintenance right now. But here's the thing. The reason why we're giving you the 1300 is because we want you to meet close to that 1300. So if you come in at 800, you coming in at 700, 900, that's not good. Because you essentially, remember, you got to think about, you might have your Trainerize app might have all these exercises. And maybe one exercise might be 150 calories you burn. Another one might be 250. You might have went walking. You might have did something else. So at the end of the day, you might look and notice that, not even thinking about it, you might have burned 500, 600 calories, but you only ate 800, 900. Well, that basically means that you gave your body only 1300 calories to work with. And keep in mind that in addition to the exercise that you're doing, you also have what's called your resting heart rate. Your resting heart rate is essentially you doing nothing throughout the day. You burn a certain amount of calories a day. So you got exercise. You got the afterburn after the exercise. You got resting heart rate. You got your Fitbit from walking and doing other activities, just moving around. You could burn a lot of calories in the day because your Trainerize app is also loaded with activities. But if you're only burning 800, if you're only eating 800, 900 calories and the goal is 1300, you are burning, you're on fumes. Fumes, or you might be at a negative, which means now you're putting yourself in an ability. The reason why we're giving you those calories is for you to recover. And the reason why that we're giving you the percentages that are in place is because we need you to eat protein. We need you to have the fat. We need you to eat the carbohydrates, but you have to have them in a reasonable order because, like we said, that carbohydrates is the only one that causes your glucose to get raised up. What we don't want you to do is to focus mostly on carbohydrates. That's why you have that 100 maximum of carbs, because essentially that's forcing you to find out other means of getting your caloric intake, right? So your resting heart rate, a lot of people's resting heart rate might be 1400. So if your resting heart rate is 1400, 1500 plus your activity, then you need to be eating. You got to be eating, because otherwise your body's trying to heal. It's trying to recover. It's trying to just digest all these things and mechanics that your body's trying to do. And your body's basically running on fumes. You ever get your car and your car, you don't even realize it, and your car just starts puttering at the end, and then it just ends up on the side of the street? That ever happened to you? Well, that's what your body doing too. Your body going, it's just trying to go. It's just trying to go. Remember, your body has one priority, and that's survival. It does not care about your digestion. It doesn't care about your recovery. Doesn't care about your sleep patterns. Don't care about your hormones. It cares about survival, and everything else is going to be put to the side unless you give it enough energy. So what we want to do is that the reason why you have those percentages is you could say to yourself, well, Wallace, I'm at 1300. Or you're like, I can't go past 1300 because my carbs are too high. right? If I eat any more, then my carbs is going to cost me to go over that 1,300. Well, then here's two things you got to do. Figure this thing out, y'all. That means you got to drop some carbs down. Now, if I want to get technical about it, you also have what's called net carbs, right? You probably heard the term before. A net carb is basically carbohydrates that your body does not digest. It's basically fiber. I don't want you to get into it. I don't want you to make this a math examination. So I don't like to get in this, but I'm going to explain what a net carb is. So if your carbs are high, you can look and see something and find out if it has net carbs, and you can technically deduct the net carbs from your food. The way that you find out if you have net carbs, see, now I'm going to hurt people's brain. I ain't trying to make this a math assignment, y'all. But the way that you find out net carbs, if your carbs go high, the only way you can find out net carbs is by looking at something and find out what the fiber is. So if you look at if you look at your food and it says you had something, and you look at the label and it says that the fiber, okay, let's do it this way. Let's say it says 10 grams of carbohydrates. And then you look at the fiber, and the fiber says 3 grams. Technically, you can minus those 3 grams. So if you were at 100, you could minus the 3 grams and really be at 97. So the way that you deduct net carbs is looking at your fiber and then say, because remember, net carbs are carbohydrates that are digestible, that the body just uses as an SOS soap pad and just drops it right out of the system. It does not ignite your glycogen, and it does not create sugar. It's just a fiber. So if you're having a salad, a lot of the food that you have in that salad is very high in fiber. So technically, you could remove the fiber from the salad and still have space for carbohydrates. Sedacious, no. There ain't no party here. But what I'm saying is, if you're over and you're like, dang, I'm 120, you could really go back to the MyFitnessPal and find out where your fiber is, and you could technically deduct it so you don't feel that bad. I ain't asked you to do a math program, though, right? But if you feel guilty and you're like, man, my carbs are real high, you can go and look at the net carbs and go, all right, I'm okay. Because the net carbs does not inflate your sugar, because it's no activity. It's like an SOS soap pad that just scrapes against your colon and pushes your food out. Now, foods that are high net carbs is basically mostly all your vegetables, because all your vegetables has no sugar, right? So since all your vegetables has no sugar, technically it's a carbohydrate, yes, because it came out of the ground, but it does not affect your glucose because there's no sugar there. So foods very, very high net carbs would be cauliflower, broccoli, avocados, strawberries, sweet potatoes, but be careful. There's starch also in the sweet potatoes, right? So I'm saying sweet potatoes has a high net carb, but it also has carbohydrates, right? Because let's say the sweet potato is 20 grams. The fiber happens to be 5. Now, actually, a potato could be 80 grams. A sweet potato could be 80 grams, right? But the net carbs of that could be 30. Right? So let's say your sweet potato is high. The nice part about that, it has a lot of net carbs. So technically you can pull some of that away. But remember, a potato is a starchy vegetable. Right? Watermelon, same scenario. But watermelon, it has a lot of sugar, but it has a lot of fiber. So again, you could look at the watermelon and say, yeah, I'm eating a watermelon, but that watermelon might be 30 grams, but it might be 11 grams of net carbs. So it's not 30, right? So you're going 30 minus 11, and that's really what it is. So you notice everything that we're talking about is mostly vegetables. So if you're having a heavy salad and you're looking at it, it says it's 30 grams. Really, it's about 11. You know where you get killed is the stuff you put on top of it. Right? It's everything it's your dressings. It's the extra croutons. You go to Chick-fil-A, you can get a Chick-fil-A salad, a Cobb salad, and the calories in the Cobb salad actually is more than the chicken sandwich. The Cobb salad that you get for Chick-fil-A has more carbohydrates than the sandwich. Check it out for yourself, because it's not just the salad. Look at all the stuff it's in it. You got the fried chicken, right? You got the corn. You got these little croutons. You got the ranch dressing or the other dressing. By the time you finish fooling around, it's high. But you're getting the fiber, but you also got to understand, you put that into MyFitnessPal, you're going to see. So if you want to be technical about it, you can go into MyFitnessPal and then look at the fiber that you had for the day and technically deduct that. So if you feel like, oh man, I'm way over my carbs, I rather because vegetarians and vegans, that's the biggest issue, right? Their carbs are high because that's all they eat. But in their case, they need to also focus on net carbs so they can deduct some of that really has no interference with their glucose. That makes sense, y'all? With the net carbs. So if you're in a pinch and you're like, man, my carbs are high. So I could look at your MyFitnessPal, because I'm looking. I could look at your MyFitnessPal and I'm, oh, your carbs is high. But I might look at them and like, oh, she had broccoli, she had a salad, she had cauliflower, she had squash, none of that's triggering your sugar response. So I'm not really going to be like, oh, what's going on here? What you doing? So that would be that. So I just wanted to cover that because people are going over their carbs and they're getting really, really alarmed. But if you're really alarmed and you're saying, man, I'm eating everything is clean, but my carbs are high, I'd rather you look at your food and say, I'm at 800 because I'm eating a lot of carbs, but they're clean carbs. Then deduct the fiber, so you can have more carbohydrate, more calories. That y'all following that? So you can have more calories if you're eating clean, if you're vegan, vegetarian, leaning more towards vegetables and things like that. I'd rather you start deducting the fiber so you can have more carbohydrates. So your numbers can go up so you can get closer to your goal, your caloric goal, which might be 1,300. Cool. That makes sense. I hope that clarified some things. Excellent. So I wanted to cover the net carbs, and I also want to cover your proteins. Exact same thing. Since you're having these foods and you're like, man, my numbers are, I'm getting killed on my carbs. Listen, a lot of y'all are not eating enough protein though. So you don't necessarily have to get your protein from your meat. Protein doesn't have to always come from meat and chicken or fish or anything like that. You can get your vegetables, you can get your proteins from vegetables, but there's a difference, right? If you're having meat, that's a complete protein. If you're having vegetables, that's an incomplete protein. The reason why it's incomplete because it doesn't have fat, which means that when you're eating an incomplete protein, it's looking for a fat to make that complete. That's why you want to have protein. If you're having a salad, have some protein, right? Because the protein has protein and fat. right? If you're having a piece of meat, piece of fish, tuna, whatever. If you're having a salad, maybe you're having a vinaigrette that's olive oil or avocado oil. You're still putting in some nuts, right? Something that is going to make that a complete protein. Because if you're just eating vegetables, that's incomplete and you're not going to get the full impact. Right? If you eat a whole bushel of broccoli, that is equivalent in protein as if you had a 4-ounce piece of steak. Except there's no fat, which means you're going to have to find fat to add that to make it complete. All right, good. Good there. Everything good? We rolling. I'm trying to make this kindergarten, y'all, because I'm trying to push. All right, so those are the 2 things I wanted to cover. I want y'all to increase your protein. You got to increase your protein. And if you're bugging out, real upset about being real anal about, I don't want to go past 100, because if I do, then I'm not going to be able to get I'm eating too many carbs because I'm eating a lot of vegetables. Then you need to get the net carbs into play. Then you got to come up with this calculation so you can have more food. Because it's more food because y'all are burning a lot of calories. All right. Good. Everything good. All right. Good. Excellent. Next thing I wanted to cover, because I wanted to take a little bit of time and talk about these recipe packs. All right. Next thing. I'm going to share the screen. A lot of you have the opportunity to, if you're local, and I was thinking about this the other day, that I'm thinking about, because I make t-shirts and everything. I'm thinking about making a t-shirt for the Give Back Saturday crew that comes out to the boot camp. Just have a separate t-shirt for like camaraderie, for like you know what I mean? Just to have something. So I'm going to share my screen. This is just one day I was sitting down. I just came up with some ideas. I'm going to show the screen. I want to get your feedback. You might say, I don't like none of them. You might say, hey, oh, this one's kind of cool. Oh, that's cool. So let me share it. I'm going to share this with you, and then you can tell me, yay, no, maybe, think about it, start again, whatever. See if we can find this real quick. I'm going to find it. Let me find it. Come on, Wallace. Come on. Where you at? Where's it at? Where is it? All right, hold on, y'all. Hold on. I should be prepared, man. Come on, Wallace. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Oh, man, wait. Okay, hold on. All right. All right, let's go back, see if I can share this screen. All right. Again, just playing around, y'all. Don't shoot the messenger. So let me go backwards. Let me go back. I want to make this move. Okay, hold on. Wait a second. Let me go forward. All right. What happens? I think of my brain. I'm just like, oh, and I'll just sit down and just think of something. So this was a shirt. This is my first thing that came out. Please, if there's something you say yes or no, just take yourself off mute and say, nah, no dice. Here's just a couple. Tell me, though. I'm going to go through these. It's just a few. But while I was thinking about it, I said, this one was with the mount. This one I just took off. No mount. This one here says Give Back Saturdays. Just a little thing. I can make the color, whatever. This one's also, but it's in a black shirt. So you're just thinking about if it was a black t-shirt. This one was Give Back Saturdays. A little bit maybe like Team You Be Fit or something like that. Just thinking. You. Same thing if it's with a white t-shirt, right? Give Back Saturdays, Team You Be Fit, whatever. This one was something like Give Back Saturdays, just like in that. That's all I got. I just wanted to share with y'all with that. So I'm just going to go back. Go back. This was just a little mountain because thinking about accomplishment, a mountain, whatever. All right. This one didn't have anything. I just took the mountain out. Just thinking. This one had a little thing where the color could change the shirt, right? I could change that color to whatever. That's just thinking about if it was in green, in a black shirt. That's just thinking in this. And that's in a white shirt, right? So And this one was just, again, just thinking about it.
What was
So
the one with all the colors on it?
That
this,
one.
this
That one.
one, so this one, why y'all jumping to this one? This one was, I was thinking about it because I'm saying it would have to be give back, but that Saturday is too long. Right? So this was just looking at some logos and thinking about it. So this give back, but Saturday could be all the colors, right? So this is give back up top. And then like this says lost. So each one of the letters would be a different color. It would just go
I like
across.
that.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I like that.
And
Just
then
that
on
it
the,
would be smaller letters, but yeah, I
yeah,
like that.
right. So this would be
Yeah, I
this
like
would be different colors going all the way across like that. And then the bottom would just be hashtag Team UB Fit. Right? All right. All right. That's it, y'all. I just said. So if y'all
Okay.
it looks like y'all in agreement with this one, just making that different colors, and then
Yeah.
it would be
Yeah, I like that one.
it
Yeah,
would
me
be so for example, it would say Team UB Fit. So this Saturday would be multiple colors though.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That essentially that would be the same thing. This would change, but I would make this multiple colors. The bottom would say Team UB Fit, a nice clean shirt, and then on the bottom there would on the back of the shirt, if it's a t-shirt, would have the UB Fit logo, and that's it. All right.
Okay.
So the colors being all different going across, you think?
Mm.
That's
Or
the one
leaving-
I like.
Or leaving
Yeah.
the color just one color, and
No, I
then
like the color. I like
You
the
like-
color.
the multiple
Everything
colors.
is, yes.
All right. Enough
I
said.
agree.
All right, I'm gonna settle. Okay, all right, calm down, y'all. Hey, y'all just y'all beat me up. All right, cool. That's fine. Thank you. All right, let's keep moving. Let's keep moving. What I'm gonna do now is I wanted to share with you the recipe pack. Talk about it. Let me talk about why I did it, number one, and then I'm gonna go through a recipe pack. Hopefully, y'all had a chance to look at it, and if y'all didn't, shame on y'all. So the recipe pack, simple reason is because even like myself, I only eat chicken, turkey, fish.
Yep.
Maybe lamb every once in a while. And that means you better come up with some stuff. Right? You got to come up. So what I end up doing is I'm thinking about different condiments, different, recipes. There's so many condiments or so many herbs and things that you can manipulate it in a way to make it easy. Right? But if you only have essentially certain foods you eat, some people are more picky than others. I ain't gonna say except one from this like this right now. But I ain't gonna talk about nobody on here, right? I'm just saying. But if you can look at them and you're saying, okay, that's salmon because it's salmon, but look how I can make that salmon a different flavor or a different twist. So what it's doing is giving you multiple options of breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, things that are quick. But the last recipe pack that came out was basically a 5 ingredients recipes, which means it was only 5 ingredients right there, and you can just knock those out, right? So the purpose of those is for you guys is, sometimes we get bored just like me. I want to think of different things. So it's just giving you options that you can basically look at it and say, yep, that's cool. Or things you may have never thought of. Man, like dill. I never had dill before. Let me see how dill would taste if on this. Because now it's opened up your horizons and maybe other herbs and spices you don't use because maybe you just bland. You just do certain things. Okay. So the purpose of that was for that. And also outside of you guys, I have a ton of other people that always ask me, Wallace, you guys, you're always showing pictures and stuff like that. Can you maybe do something that could, that I could use on the sprawl, on just, right? And also creating maybe some quick videos that you can just pop open and look at the video, and within 4 minutes, you got all the ingredients, it makes sense, and you can just do it on the fly, right? So all of these are being created as we speak. You guys as clients, I'm going to allow you guys to have these packs available, but everybody else that's not, I'm actually going to end up putting them on a site, and I'm going to just sell them so people can have access to them. All right. In addition to that, when I set up all these packs, I'm also going to, on a monthly basis, make different packs. One is going to be a vegetarian pack, and the other one's going to be a basic pack that people can use. And I'm going to create one every month so I can just send them out to people and people can buy them on a monthly basis. All right. But let's talk about, that's the reason why I'm doing the pack, is to give people options. So I'm going to go back. I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to walk through these packs so I can explain to you how to use them and make them effective using the packs. All right. I'm going to go back. I'm going to share my screen again. I'm going to share it again. And then we're going to talk about these packs. Talk about these packs. Talk about them. All right. All right. Can you guys see that?
Not yet.
Yes. No?
Yes.
Yes. Good. All right. I'm see if I can make this small because, all right, maybe I won't, but hold on. Can I make this full? All right. Maybe I can. All right, terrific. So there's multiple packs. I'm going to show you something separately after this. But the way the packs are basically going to be designed, that this is basically a pack, and the way it has a table of contents, in this one in particular, it has 12, right? So the second page, you're going to see all the things that are in the recipe pack. And you notice there's different ones. To the right side, it has a key that tells you whether they're gluten-free, dairy-free, low carb, meal prep, freezer-friendly, high protein, vegetarian, quick. So you have all these logos to decide, right? After that, it's actually giving you a weekly planner. So let's say you looked at this and you said, all right, let me look at the course of the week. I can look at these and maybe I can have this and this just to play around it so you can just spread it across the week or the month if you wanted to. So it's basically, these you can consider for lunch. These you can consider for breakfast. These consider for dinner, right? And all of them inside this pack. The next one is really a weekly shopping list because it's giving you everything within that pack that you would need in order to make that pack work, right? Some of them you might say, I got that in my house already. Some of them you may say, I might need that. Or you can look at the meat list or the protein list and say, you know what? I never thought of, I got salmon fillets in my house. Let me go back there and find out what recipe calls for salmon fillets and I can have that. Hey, I never had feta cheese. Let me figure out which one that is that has the feta cheese in it. Let me see if that one's going to be appealing to me. Some of them have nuts, some of them have cashews, coconut flakes, all kind of different things, but you can look at that and say, oh, okay, I can use some of these and these available, some I don't have, right? Mental preparation for the week. Basically, you got a picture on the first one. The second one is going to basically, everything is here, right? What you basically need. It's giving you your serving sizes. It makes 7 cups. The prep time is going to be about 20 minutes. The cook time is going to be 2 hours, right? Because it just, how long it's going to have to cook. Also, you notice to the side, it has the serving sizes. It tells you per serving what the calories, the fats, the carbs, the proteins. You also notice that the key is here, right? So it's telling if it's gluten-free, dairy-free, if it's vegan, if it's no sugar, everything else. And then you see on the bottom that barcode, everything that is in that ingredients. If you use that barcode and you go to your MyFitnessPal, everything will populate inside your MyFitnessPal. So that entire meal, if you use that barcode and go against your MyFitnessPal, they will all populate. They'll self-populate on there. So you won't have to just put them in by yourself. Everything will just pop right up. If you change any of these ingredients for whatever reason, obviously you're going to have to go in and change, or you omit one of those, then you have to change it. So essentially everything you need is right there, right? And you can essentially do that for each one, right? Smoked mackerel, egg paste, everything's there. It's telling you what you need. It's giving you the caloric content. You got a barcode. And again, you can go right through eggs, fried, tomato, and tuna. And again, if you want to, you can also look at the carb count. That particular one in general, that one's 8 grams, right? Same thing, roasted feta. Here's one of the opportunity. If you never had feta cheese, you might want to try it. If you like feta cheese, there you go. Look at the ingredients. You see the grams on this one it's 4 serving sizes, right? Listen, okay, here's a good example. This is 4 servings, right? You see up top, it says 4 servings. That means when you make this meal, that qualifies for 4 servings that you can make. So which means you can make that, and either you can serve two to 4 people with it, or you can save it and have another one for lunch, maybe for another time or whatever. But see how basic that is? Preheat the oven, you're ready to roll. It's got a couple of things there. Maybe, parsnips, maybe you never had it before. Maybe here's your opportunity to try it. That makes sense, y'all? So I think Sedatrix had mentioned she tried the low carb salad. Same exact thing. If you look at it, you'll see that the calories for that, the total calories is 348. Your fats is 18, carbs are 15. Protein is 32 grams. What?
Wow.
But if you look, then again, this one's going to take a little bit of time because you got to look. What is the prep time? Prep time is about 25 minutes. What's the cook time? There's no cook time. Because when you make it, it's a wrap. So what I'm going to ask you to do is to flip through these, take a look at them. Here, sesame, ginger beef. You could always change that out and make that turkey, ground turkey.
That is good.
Right. You had it? Oh, that's right. You
tried that.
did do it. Yeah.
I've tried that one.
Right. And again, if you look at the carb count, because I remember Jackie was like, I don't know, I ain't doing some of these because they're carbs. I ain't messing up my carbs in this meal. But again, if you look at the carbs, serving size is 4. Well, let's ask you, Jackie, when you made it, did you have enough for another time?
Yes.
How many other servings did you have? Were you able to eat it how many times? Or you twice? How
I
many
think
times?
it was 3 because I wasn't too sure how to
Yeah.
reduce the serving size. So I made it as instructed.
Right.
So I had if I remember, about 3 or 4 meals because I remember freezing it.
So that's a beautiful thing, y'all. You made 1 meal and you got 3 out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
It
And
was
one, you
good
can,
too.
yeah, and you can serve it up. Boom, you're ready to roll. So remember, you're making a meal, but you're making that meal, but you made 3-4 meals based on the serving sizes. That makes sense, y'all? Now, this one, I made this. This one's off the chain. Whoa! Chicken mango stir fry. What? Man, come on. And the pictures make my mouth water as I'm going through them. Come on now. Look at the carbs. The carbs are 31 grams. The serving size is 4. Right? But if you look at that, that's your dinner. What do we give you? We give you 30 grams anyway for dinner. So you're getting 30 grams for dinner, 30 grams for lunch, 30 grams for dinner, 30 grams for breakfast, 20 grams for lunch, 20 grams for snack. Right? So that's the whole point. So again, the same thing. I made this one fantastic. Right? Salmon, teriyaki. So you're looking at, I don't know what the heck to do with this salmon. Here you go. Right? Same thing. The carbs, you're looking at it. Why is the carbs? Let's talk about this one. The carbs is 40 grams, but why would you say why do you think the carbs are 40 grams?
Well, you got corn and green beans in there.
Yeah, but now watch that. The green beans would the green beans be net carbs?
No.
Is there any sugar in the green beans?
No.
So the majority of that green beans is fiber, y'all. So now that's kind of like a write-off. So where the carbs are coming from in this one is the sweet corn and the brown rice.
And the rice.
Because corn is very starchy and it has a lot of carbs. The rice also has it. There's a little bit from sesame seeds. But listen, that's a clean meal. That's a clean meal. And plus the amount of salmon you made, you're talking about 4 fillets of salmon.
That's a lot.
So listen, you got other serving sizes, right? So don't look at these menus and go, that's a lot of work. Listen, you got another lunch. You could take that salmon, cut it up and put it in a salad. You could take that salmon, have it for lunch the next day. You could take the salmon, have it for dinner, right? So you're maximizing your time. I feel like a salesman. Let me stop, y'all. You understand what I'm saying, though, right? You understand what I'm saying?
Now, did you send us that packet?
Yes, and I'm actually going to send it to you again. I'm going to send it to you again. Y'all take it easy. Y'all take it easy.
I remember seeing all those recipes.
Yeah, that's what
But-
I'm saying.
No, because y'all ain't looking. See?
I did.
I'm on my thing, and I can't find it.
I'm
Oh,
looking
good.
at one you sent us and I don't see any of those.
Because I
Yeah.
probably gave you a mini because just that was a teaser. I ain't fooling with y'all.
That's not right.
Anyway, I'll give you the full one now.
Send 'em.
Okay. I'll give you the full one. Now, this is what I'm gonna end up sending. I'm gonna share my screen again. And listen, that's the beauty of being a client, man. This right here. Now let me show you something. I'm gonna go back, show you something real quick. Share my screen again. And I'm actually gonna end up probably pushing this to you tomorrow. Share screen. Share. All right. This right here is on the UBFit University site. There's 5 packs here. One is the pack that I just talked about. The other one is the pack I talked about the other day, which was a 5-ingredient recipe pack. The next one is a plant-based recipe pack, all plant-based. This one is a vegan. So if you're a vegan, straight up vegan recipes. Even if you're not a vegan, at least it gives you an opportunity to eat clean, right? And then you have a vegetarian pack. So what you'll do is when I send this to you, you can actually open this up and you can go to entities and let's just say vegetarian. You click here. It's going to bring you right to another site. It better bring you to another site. All right, here we go. Good. It'll bring you to the site where the vegetarian pack is here. And below, you'll be able to look at it on the full screen on your phone or on the computer, or you can just download the entire file and you can have it for your own, right? And the pack is basically right here. In this pack, this vegetarian pack, there's 24 recipe. Nope, sorry, 48. My fault. 48 recipes. If you were tofu, maybe a broccoli. So again, it all goes back to scanning through them, looking at them. Avocado, egg toast, scrambled, Asian style scrambled eggs, basically vegetarian, meaning no veggies in it. If you're looking at the carbs, you're looking at the fat, the protein right here is 15 grams. No meat whatsoever, but vegetarian. Right? So what you'll end up having the ability to do is let me go back. I'm gonna have to go backwards because let me lock this out. I'm gonna just unshare this real quick. So anyway, what I will do tomorrow. All right, here we go. Just one more thing. I'm gonna just go back and I'm gonna share this and I'm gonna keep moving. I'm trying to watch my time here. All right, I'm gonna go back. So essentially, if I go back to this, I'm gonna send you this link. Each one of these are a different recipe pack. So there's 5 in general. The sample one I just talked about, the 5 ingredients I talked about the other day. The plant-based is just plant-based, right? Everything is basically plant. Vegetarian or vegan, which vegan means it's a lot more, plant-based in a vegetarian pack. So the options are there, right? I'll send you that tomorrow, and that way you'll have access to that. And again, these for you as a client, these are going to be free. But for other people, when I send them out, they're going to have to buy these packs. All right, makes sense, y'all? So Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas, y'all. Merry Christmas. Okay, good. Let's keep moving. All right, so the next thing I wanted to leave open, because I'm trying to leave this, lock this in. 15 minutes we got, right? I'm gonna let you guys go at 8:30. I wanted to leave the last 15 minutes. Any questions before I keep going? I want to find out, since you guys are here and this is live, is there any questions that any questions or any accomplishments, you know what I mean? Maybe there's something that you did and there might have been an accomplishment that was really, you know, that really helped you, that might help somebody else that's on the call. So first thing, if you have any questions, let's get that out and open. Is there anything that maybe over the course of this month, since the last month, that you want to get an answer taken care of? Let's do that first. Anybody? Any questions? Any questions? Oh, here's one. I got one for you. One of the things that's really going to be important is everybody's on the Trainerize app. And if you're on a 60-day program, halfway in the program, I'm going to suggest that you take a picture again of yourself, right? Reason being is because we want to really see in the beginning, you took a picture. In the middle, you want to take another picture, also at the end. Even if you're a client, you need to be taking progress pictures. Because one of the questions actually came up this week several times is a lot of people are saying, hey, I hit a plateau. And I says, what does that mean to you? The plateau may mean to you saying the scale ain't moving no more. What do I say about the scale though? The scale shouldn't be your target, right? Scale is a very, very poor definition of your success. What your definition of success is that your clothes, that you can look at your clothes, or you can look at a picture that you took 30 days ago and we look at the picture again, you're like, oh, snap. So the difference is if even like now, which is unique, if I'm talking to you every month or every 2 weeks or whatever it is, and we're on a Zoom call, I can see the changes in your face. I could see the changes in your physique. I could see your bone structure change, but you can't because you see yourself every day. So how better would it be than to take a picture of your front, of your side, and your back? Because the way Trainerize is, which is awesome, if you take a front, back, and a rear photo, and then 30 days later, you pick a front, back, and rear photo, you can match them right next to each other so you can see the difference. So you and I can see the difference. You can see that something has changed. And remember, if you're doing a lot of activities and you're building muscle, muscle retains water. So since you're retaining water, the scale may not show what you want to see, but I can guarantee you your clothes, your belt buckle's going back. I guarantee you that your clothes that you're wearing is like, yo, this thing's got space. I guarantee you, you keep going, you're going to be going through the thrift store, because your closet, you can't use that clothes no more. I guarantee you those. I guarantee you Goodwill about to make some money because the clothes in your closet no longer is available. I can guarantee you, and if you remember that text message I sent to you yesterday, that's another person that did the 60-day challenge the last time. What'd she say? She said during the challenge, she lost 17 pounds. What'd she say after that? In total, she lost 37. 37. So she did the 60-day challenge, lost 17. She followed the same thing. Because of what she learned in the 60 days, the picture she took on her cell phone, that one was a wrap in the first 60 days. She put another one on the cell phone. And she got out of that one 37 pounds, real weight. Do you all think that's just happens sometimes? No, it does not happen sometimes. Matter of fact, if y'all with me long enough, it'll happen to you also, if it didn't already. What did she do? Because in her scenario, the 60-day challenge was over. And honestly, she took exactly what she learned and she kept doing the same thing. We were no longer a client. We kept in contact. She was on the boot camp sometimes, but she followed the exact same process. She stayed on MyFitnessPal. She followed the regime she was doing. She continued tracking her food. And boom. Right? And then out of the blue, she come telling me that. We weren't even talking about it. She called me out of the blue and said, hey, and then sent me a message saying, I'm like, that's cool. Because of the 4 steps, the 4 basics that she just followed, which are the same 4 basics you have. So every last one of you, guaranteed, if you're following the 4 basics, you got successes already. So I say that to say that everything you have is the tools are already available. Hopefully that you're taking advantage of the Mighty Monday talks that I'm giving you. Please, if you ain't, please, you should. That should be one of your things you should be kicking off the Monday with. You know, just to jumpstart your Monday, you need to find out where's that daggone Mighty Monday. I need that thing just to kick your week off right. Right? I mean, you should be looking for that Mighty Monday. That Mighty Monday, them things off the chain. When I finish, I'm like, did I just say that? Oh, shoot, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. But really, I mean, you got to have other sources of motivation, right? Other source of motivation, the communication between the group, you know, that the Inside the Trainerize app, everybody's communicating within the group. Those things are key, y'all. Those are key. And then your self-motivation. Right? And that's the hard one. Because y'all could talk yourself out of something real quick. That one's easy. You could talk yourself right out of it. So any questions, y'all? Nobody has any questions? Zero? Nothing?
I got a question. Hey there, Wallace. I have a question.
Kim, how are you?
I'm good. Sorry, my camera's acting crazy, but can you tell me your thoughts about sweeteners like agave and coconut sugar and all that? I meant to ask you that yesterday, but
Good.
can you help me with that?
Absolutely. First of all, let's congratulate Kim. She a new client. She all excited. She ready to go. She want to get that. She want to get herself straight. So yeah, there you go, girlfriend. You go ahead. You go ahead.
Yay.
So Kim, good. That's a good question. So the difference between you having regular sugar, raw sugar, white sugar, agave, dragon fruit, all these other ones, some of them are what's called alcohol sugar. Agave is actually better for you because it does not trigger your glucose as quickly, right? Because agave really comes from a plant. It's agave plant. So what it happens, it doesn't trigger your glucose as quick as if you're going to have sugar from honey or sugar from coconut extract or anything like that. So if you're going to lean it towards anyone, I would say the agave or stevia, right? If you want to use any of them, any of the packets of sweeteners you want to use, it should be stevia. Because again, stevia also comes from a plant. Stevia comes from a plant and so does agave, right? So the residuals that you're getting, it's not going to ignite your sugar as high. What it will do, it's going to, because it's a sugar. Any sugar is going to affect, right? Any sugar is going to hit you. But it's a matter of how quickly it triggers your glucose. I'm going to put everybody on mute real quick. So if you weigh them all out, I would say as much as possible to eliminate white sugar, because first of all, sugar is not white. Sugar is really like a brownish color. It's like your raw sugar. You see raw sugar looks brownish. So raw sugar is still sugar. But raw sugar is like you having salt, but instead of having white salt, you're having Himalayan salt. Himalayan salt has minerals in it. It's still salt. It still registers as salt, but it has minerals in it. So you're actually getting the salt, but you're also getting the nutrients that's part of that. That would be the same thing if you're having raw sugar or white sugar. Sugar, it still hits the insulin the same way, but you're getting the minerals, or you're getting the byproducts that's naturally in that sugar, instead of it being stripped like white sugar. Let's talk about honey. Your honey should be raw honey. Because let me make this clear. Because if you getting honey from them teddy bears, y'all ain't getting no honey, y'all. That ain't honey.
What is it?
That's garbage. The bulk of that, I'm gonna say, out of these little honey bears that you're getting, 15% of that is sugar. The rest of it is just straight garbage. First of all, honey should not be clear that you can see right through it. That's number one. Your honey shouldn't be clear. Number two, 85% of those honey bears come from China. So you already messed up. And it's been cut so much, has so many preservatives. Because remember, if you look at real honey, you notice that it has a sugar comb. You'll see honeycombs in it sometimes. Like if you go to the health food store, you'll still see the honeycomb in it. That's raw sugar. That's like straight sugar. But the one, if you get in that honey bear and you like, I'm gonna get the honey bear because it's honey, it costs $3, $4. There's a reason why it's $4, $3. If you're going to get real honey, you're going to have to pay for it. Matter of fact, anything that's quality, you're going to have to pay for. So you can get that honey bear if you want, which is $4, or you can get some real honey that might cost you $8, $9. Right? So when you're talking about honey, let's even talk about maple syrup. Same thing. Maple syrup, if you're going to have syrup, you want to get the real maple syrup. Because you getting Aunt Jemima and all these other ones, you're not getting maple syrup. It's the same scenario as you're getting honey. It's the same thing, right? You getting Aunt Jemima and all these other ones is just like you getting honey that's a teddy bears. That's garbage. It's concentrated sugar that has coloring and flavoring to make it smell like that it's honey or smell like that it's maple syrup. And a lot of them, you already say it. You see it says high fructose, high glucose, whatever it is. So I hope that helped. Did that make sense, Kim?
Absolutely.
Yeah, good. Anybody else? Anything?
Oh, wait, I forgot. Steel cut oats and oatmeal. Because it's the steel cut. Like I wound up spending like $8 for that in the can. It's not, it's not the Quaker oats, it's the steel cut oats. What's the difference and is it good?
Yes. So here's the thing. Be careful though. So oats is good and it goes in an order. The order is that you can get the quick oats. But remember, the quick oats has been stripped of everything that God put in that oat to make it cook faster. That's why it's called quick. Quick oats means it's been stripped of all fiber, which means you're just getting basically straight sugar. Because remember, that entire oat turns into sugar. Next one is your rolled oats. Old-fashioned rolled oats, that's better because it still has that fibrous material. And you're still getting a benefit, but it's high in carbs. And then steel cut. Steel cut is the heavy duty oats. Right? That's heavy. It's very rich, very thick, very hearty. So the order is going to be that leave the quick oats right there where it was. Same thing with grits. Leave the quick grits out. They don't exist. For you, they don't exist. Anything that's quick, you need to leave it alone. So the order is going to be rolled oats and steel cut oats. It's basically on preference, right? A lot of people don't like steel cut oats because it's very thick, right? The consistency is very thick. So they rely on old fashioned oats. Though If you're having that and you put it into MyFitnessPal, you will be shocked how many calories and grams, how many carbohydrates that is. Because that thing, you can have that for breakfast in basically 30 grams right there. And that's straight, that converts straight into straight sugar. So I'm being facetious about it, but it's almost like you eating a donut. So you having the oatmeal is like you having a plain donut. And the thing is, if you're having the oatmeal, you're not eating the oatmeal by itself. You're adding something for flavor. So now you're having 30 grams plus raisins, craisins, chocolate morsels, sugar, bananas, apples. So now you're taking the 30 grams plus whatever condiments you put in on there for flavor. You could walk out of there with 40 to 50 grams for breakfast with no protein. That is a diabetic's nightmare. And a lot of people do that every single morning because the US surveyor said that oatmeal is good for you. It's got a big old heart logo on it, right? Big old heart logo. It's heart healthy. Yeah, you put it into MyFitnessPal, you're going to realize that ain't heart healthy. They're looking at it from a fiber standpoint. That's where they're looking at it. They're looking at it through, because when you consume it, it basically is a lot of fiber. It runs through, but your body said this is a carbohydrate and it's going to convert it into sugar. That's the issue. So I would ask that you ease back on the oatmeal. God bless you. Ease back on the oatmeal because it's very high it's a very high carbohydrate, and it's really not beneficial to you to just blow your entire breakfast on that oatmeal. And remember, we want you to have a carbohydrate and a protein together. And a lot of people just have the oatmeal because it keeps them full. That is true, but you're paying a price, right? Breakfast, 30 grams of carbs. Dinner, 30 grams of carbs. Lunch, 20 grams of carbs. Snacks, 20 grams of carbs. If you have a clean breakfast that has no carbs, you can stagger those carbs throughout the day somewhere else. Maybe you have 40 grams for dinner because you had no carbs for breakfast. You can play around with those numbers, right? But you still want to stay at this 100 grams. However you figure that out, that's on you. But a good calibrator is going to be 30, 30, 20, 20. That way you can look at MyFitnessPal and say, I did all right. I only did 15 grams for breakfast. That gives me wiggle room to do it with other things later. Or you might just skip the carbs altogether and focus on fats and proteins.
So, Wallace,
Yep.
quick question on the grits. So you said, I know the quick grits, of course, anything quick.
Yeah.
But then there's the regular old fashioned, which still a carb,
Yep.
still probably the sugar and all the above.
Yep.
Is there an oat type grits or some other type of grit that is on the market somewhere?
Absolutely. You got the quick oat, the quick grits,
Right.
5 minutes, and then you have the
Right.
old fashioned.
Right. Other than that, that's
Nope.
it though.
That's it.
Right.
Some people,
Okay.
you got Farina, you got all the
Yeah.
other ones that are similar.
Right.
But keep in mind, even those grits, high in carbs, right?
Exactly. Okay.
Same thing with your quinoa, high in carbs.
Yeah.
Same thing if you eat too much brown rice, high in carbs.
Mm-hmm.
But you can go back and look at the fiber. And you can deduct that if you over, right? So you can look at the feature in your MyFitnessPal and look at your fiber and say, yeah, I'm over. Let me look at the rice. The rice is 20 grams, but let me look at the fiber. Okay, fiber is 5. So really it's 15. So
15.
I got wiggle room,
Got it.
right? That's when you can use that. Because remember, there's no sugar. There's no sugar in the rice,
Mm-hmm.
but the grain itself converts into sugar and jacks up your insulin. But there's fiber too, right? Because of the hull. If it's white rice, you're screwed.
Oh yeah.
You're done. But if it's wild rice and brown rice, there's play in there.
Thanks.
Anybody else, y'all? Before I cut y'all loose? Adrian, I see. Oh no, I thought you had your hand up. That's me swinging around there. Okay, good, good. Anybody else? Anybody? We good? Everybody's happy? You should be. Here's the thing though. When that comes out tomorrow, I'm expecting to see some pictures with, hey, here's what I had on my recipe. This is the recipe I had. This one I had. This one I had. I'm looking for some of those. Because y'all better listen, tomorrow you about to get like 200 recipes. If you tell me whilst I don't know what to cook, I don't think we need to be clients no more. I think you need to turn in your membership. Okay? Just turn it in. Just turn it in. But
Well, I
seriously,
will like to say one thing. I know you talked about the scale, and the scale's not our friend. And so I try to, remember that. However, I will say within the last year or close to a year, I can still see the difference. I still have a long way to go, but I see the difference in clothes, like you said.
Yes.
And also, you never think about this, but for women anyway, because we can't see our back. But when you can see your back, that is really a good sign when you see a difference in your back. The back tends to tell the story to me.
That is true. That's true, Wanda. And that goes back to what we were saying about taking the pictures.
Right.
Right. Using the Trainer Eyes app and taking those pictures every month. Right. Ain't nobody gonna see it except me.
Yeah, right.
Ain't like I'm be like, yo, look at Wanda's back. And look at this, look at her first back and look at the other back. I ain't doing that. That's between me and you.
Right. Got it.
But the thing though is it helps you a lot because you don't see it.
Yeah.
You see yourself every day. But if you take a picture in the front, the side, and the back, and then a month later, front, side, back, another month, front, side, back, you will be astonished.
Mm-hmm.
You will be shocked. It's the same scenario as somebody that didn't see you throughout COVID, and then 3 months later, you go see them. They like, what you been doing? What in the world? You've been melting. You look like you melted, right? People look like people asking if you got cancer. Like, really? Three people over the last 2 months that are part of the program. They didn't see them in a while. They were asking them, you okay? Is everything all right? Thinking they got cancer or they sick. Because they have changed their structure, the way that they look.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, ain't nothing wrong with me. What's wrong with you? But they haven't seen you.
Right.
But you see yourself every day, so you can't see the transition. That's the importance of taking the pictures.
Got it.
Trust me, everything I'm asking you to do is done on purpose. I'm not doing it just because I feel like that's to mess with you. This is really to show you how your body responds. Last thing I'm going to leave, and I'm going to leave it with you. Since you brought that up, Wanda, that each one of you, when you lose weight, you don't lose weight the same way. Like Sedatress may lose her stomach first. Adrian may lose her waist first. Jackie may lose her legs, fat around her legs and cellulite. Wanda might lose her hips first, right? So this has to do with genetics. Your genetic code dictates where you lose your weight first. And then it goes around to different parts of the body. So you might look and like all of a sudden you have no chin. Like what was here before, you're like, man, my chin's gone. Or somebody else has got this flab going back and forth. The wings are gone. You know what I mean? So that has to do with your genetics. So you cannot compare how somebody else look. But then it goes back to you taking your monthly pictures, and then you'll see the back went down. You'll see the arms stronger. You could see that you got more guns. You see all those, but you cannot. You're at a disadvantage because I'm telling you, if you want to see excitement, When you take the pictures and start seeing that, that ignites you. Because then you see, you calling me about the scale, you calling me about the scale ain't moving. But meanwhile, you telling me, hold on. But at the same time, you telling me that your pant size, you got to turn in your clothes. You complaining because the scale ain't moving, but you got to buy some new clothes. Right? So remember, you would know that because of the clothes. That's why I want you to take a picture, right? Take a picture, post it, you got it. And you go for that goal because once you get it, that's it. Make sense, everybody? Everybody good?
Yes.
Yes.
Listen, I am proud. Actually, Adrian, same thing. And he's a gentleman, right? He's a gentleman, right? He's a gentleman. He said, look, I'm trying to get myself straight. And he's a winner. And he's going to crush this thing just like anybody else. Just like anybody else, right? So proud of you, Adrian. Proud of you for getting it in too. Proud of you. So if there's any other questions, remember tomorrow when I get it uploaded, I'll post it out. I'll send you the link if you want to listen to it again. Excellent, right? Any questions, anything else regarding what we talked about today, please just send me a message and I got you. All right. I love every last one of y'all. Stay safe and we'll talk to you soon. All right.
All
Take
right.
care, y'all. See you.
Thanks, Wallace.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.